Hey, good afternoon. Welcome to the American Renewal here on KYCA. It's a Friday. I managed to skip Thursday. Isn't that great? Friday. It's already Friday, and that's cause for celebration, although it is hotter than all get out there. It's not bad. For 91 or so, it's not bad out there in Prescott. It's warm for March, obviously, but it is a beautiful day outside. No matter what you say, yeah, just turn the air on just a little bit. To be honest, at the homestead, we didn't really turn on the air conditioning until like late yesterday, and then today for a little bit. Right? I think it was something like that. Yeah. So not too bad. I mean, you get the fans going, you get the air moving through the house. It's not too bad. It's not Phoenix, which I think hit 244.5 degrees today, so something like that. So it's not too bad. But anyway, folks, just take it easy out there, especially if you want to go hiking or if you want to do any yard work or something this weekend. Be sure to hydrate like crazy and just understand it's going to be hotter than normal out there. It's like where I grew up in Illinois. We went from winter to like 3 days of spring and then summer with 100% humidity. And well, we don't have that humidity here, but that's the way it was anyway back there. Okay, 928-541-1016. Plenty of announcements going on today. Markets are down. Oil is down in late trading a little bit, and gold and silver are down. It's just I think that's where we were. A quick look at it. The Dow is down 444 points today. The Nasdaq down 443. The S&P 500 down 99. Let's see here. What else do we have? Gold and silver continue to go down. Gold went down about $30 an ounce. Silver down about $1.50 an ounce. Crude oil, West Texas crude oil down 81 cents at 94.74. Brent oil down 45 cents at $108.20. So, the Brent oil took off yesterday, and because people started coming to their senses that, you know what, we really don't get very much oil from Saudi Arabia or other places there. We pretty much take care of ourselves. We import a little bit, but it's so little that we really shouldn't be seeing these spikes in prices that we're seeing. And I gas up at Costco and I saw the price go up. I think yesterday was $3.79, something like that at Costco. And it's probably higher than that now. I have no idea, to be honest. And I know we're seeing some $4 prices around town now. Steady, folks, steady. There is a reason for this, and hopefully it's going to be over soon. The latest on the war from Iran, and then I'm going to tell you what happened yesterday and why you got to hear Michael Berry yesterday, which was a great show, and I tuned into a little bit of it yesterday while I was out and about. And there was a reason for this. This is why live radio kind of works and sometimes why it doesn't. So I'll get to that in a minute. In Iran, we're hearing rumors running around that the army is beginning to turn on itself a bit. And we're also hearing that some officials, whoever's left, may be starting to escape to Afghanistan next door to try and get out of the way of the massive bombing attacks that are going on from Israel and the United States. Also, headline from the Babylon Bee yesterday, that fount of knowledge and satire. According to their sources at the Babylon Bee, the highest remaining person in the military is the new supreme military commander is a custodian by the name of Kevin. That's what we hear from Iran. That's all they have left. Kevin the custodian is now supreme military commander, being the highest ranking person remaining in the government. So, folks, I know it's war. This is not an easy thing, and it is not a very funny thing. But for the most part, you know what? We've managed to get through it. Now, this is what we talked about this morning and this evening on the American Renewal. So far, so good for the most part. Yes, we've lost some people, and that is always a terrible thing. And every single one of them is a tragedy. But so far, so good. And in all the thoughts over 47 years, we knew we had the superior military to Iran. Did anybody think it was going to go like this? This was a large country that had invested heavily in missiles and armaments and had been supplied to some extent, I believe, by China and Russia. And now, boom, here we go. Thank you. Costco is at $3.94 a gallon. Thank you for that. So if we remain steady, and the fact that we're hearing about desertions is probably a good thing. We don't know what's going on the ground. Let's face it, we don't. The Mossad probably has people in there. The CIA probably has people embedded in Iran. But honestly, we don't know. The government probably has a slightly better idea than we do, obviously. But we do know that there are Marines on the way. More than likely going for the island. And I'm trying to see. I can't remember the name of that island. Anyway, there's the island off of Iran's coast that takes care of their oil production. More than likely, my guess is that's where they probably are going. Iran is a very, very large country with a lot of mountains, a lot of caves, a lot of different places that they can hide things, and a lot of population. This is a country that is, I believe, as big as the western half of the United States. This is not going to be a country we can occupy, nor should we. This is something, and I'm hearing some people saying that this is a ploy by Trump to tell people, you know what, we got an invasionary force on the way. You guys are in trouble. Surrender now. And who knows? It might work. But we are 3 weeks in, 21 days, and constitutionally, the president has 60 days before he has to go to Congress and be able to continue any military action. That's according to the Constitution. I'm hoping that this is going to turn out okay. We all are. We keep our fingers crossed, of course, and pray and hope that everything goes well. So far, so good. That can change. But in the meantime, we're hoping that things will continue as they are. Because, folks, we need an ally over there. It certainly wouldn't hurt, and Iran is making no friends. If that regime stays in, they are going to be pariahs going forward. So we're going to hope that this is going to end up being friends. We're hoping that we are going to see some friends. And what do we have here? Oh, okay. I'll tell you what. Oh, you know what? That's great. Let's go ahead and bring Mark on, please. Is that Mark Kroll? Ah, Mark, you're
That's
on the
me.
air. Mark,
how you doing, Jason?
Good. Thanks for calling in, Mark. I appreciate it. You've got some information?
Well, first of all, you know what I'm telling you is true. I really appreciate the American renewal.
Oh, thank you. And I appreciate what you're doing for us here. And by the way, folks, this is Mark Kroll from Drive Time AZ on Saturday mornings, and we love that show. That is for sure.
Okay, I don't know if you already got it, but it's Car. I've had it. Is the island.
Okay, thank you.
They took out all the military in Carter Island, but left the oil infrastructure in place, which I think was probably a good move. The difference between Brent crude, which is Brent North Sea crude, and which is mostly the barometer for crude coming from the North Sea, and that number is a lot more applicable to Iran, basically because of the proximity. And then there's also another deal. It's called WTI, which is West Texas Intermediate crude. And that maybe not quite as volatile. And the reason that even though it affects us, crude oil is truly a global commodity. So if you're in the business of selling crude, you're going to sell at the higher prices if you can. Therefore, our bids for oil futures, whatever, at lower prices are not going to be filled.
Okay, got you. Mark, what are you hearing from folks around town concerning gas prices? Are they getting concerned at this point? I mean, they've been jumping so quickly.
Yeah, Basically, yes. Getting concerned, the increase on the crude oil side is about 60% since pre-war times.
Okay.
The prices have gone up about 25 or 30%, and the difference is a lot of those. What stayed static is the taxes, which are too much anyways, the refinery costs, that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And we're hearing that. And incidentally, I just left Costco, and I thought it was $3.89. It could have been $3.94, but I thought it was $3.89.
I thought it was yesterday too. I wasn't sure, and I just didn't want to quote that, but you're probably closer to that. So 389 sounds right, from what I remember. So, man, it is going up quickly, and we just hope that it's we're going to have this wrapped up pretty soon, and things will start going down again. That would be good. We're looking forward to hearing what you guys have to say about it tomorrow, and of course any other questions that are going on car-wise around here. But it's an interesting situation, I'm sure. And Mark, I don't know about you. I mean, I'm just hoping that this thing wraps up soon.
Oh, no question. And what I can explain is the price of gold going down.
Okay, go ahead, please.
No, what I cannot explain is the price of gold going down, but I can speculate.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I think it was, to use, I forget his name, the previous Fed chair that was really good, irrational exuberance. It was priced up too high. Now, why it would go down in the face of rapidly increasing oil prices? And you don't want to take my financial advice, but I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to buy some gold.
Okay. Well, yeah, Mark is not the financial expert here on the station. I can pretend. Okay, that's just his opinion. So, but yeah,
okay, and you won't hear from me tomorrow because it's the ladies' show.
Oh, very good. We always love the ladies coming in, and they always have a great show too. But you folks certainly have done a great job, and I hope you continue on for a long time to come. We look forward to it every Saturday.
We appreciate it. Thank you.
All right. Thanks, Mark. Take care. We'll talk soon. Okay?
Bye.
Take care. All right. Folks, I'll tell you what. I'm going to tell you my adventures that happened yesterday after our first break, and I want to thank a new sponsor that we have on here, Prescott Honda. They have been a great sponsor for our stations and all of our stations. They're over on KNOT and 93.5 and COM. Prescott Honda. I mean, they're a fantastic bunch of folks over there. I've dealt with them several times, and now they are putting an ad on the show. So Prescott Honda, along with Peter Fife, are from Coldwell Banker Northland, and also Butch Hampton from Hampton Funeral Home and Sunrise Funeral Home out in Prescott Valley. I want to thank all three of you for sponsoring the program, and we've got more sponsors to come soon. Okay, my Thursday adventures coming up after the break, and of course your phone calls anytime, 928-541-1016. Thank you to Mark for calling in, and we'll talk to all of you on the other side. Okay, I guess we're on. I'm sorry about that. We're working on the music on this show, folks, so it takes a little bit of time to get this going. 928-541-1016. Okay, what happened yesterday? I get started on a brand new live show, and all of a sudden, I'm gone. No. And I'm glad Michael Berry was there for us. I would usually put Michael Berry on at 3 o'clock, but during the winter, he would be on at 4. And we can't have that. We have to have our 4 o'clock show. So, but Michael was there for us yesterday, and I appreciate it. Okay, what happened yesterday? If you're a dog lover, well, this is going to be a little sad, but I'm going to tell you anyway. And it's not a death or anything like that. But we have the incomparable Daisy as our dog. If you are viewing us online on our Facebook page or what have you, there is a picture of her. She's about 110 pounds. She is a white Great Pyr dog, as far as we know, pretty close to pure breed. She is a rescue, by the way, from United Animal Friends, and we certainly thank them. We lost a couple of dogs a few years ago, and so I asked my wife, the lovely and gracious Suzanne, could we please have a poop break? Because I had a lot to deal with 2 dogs who both passed away within about 10 months of each other. So, of course, immediately she went online and started looking for a dog and kept going back to this one, who at the time that we got her, and they assured us was full grown, was about 70 pounds. Imagine our surprise when we found out that she was not full grown and continued to grow. Woo! So, at 110 pounds, let me tell you something. Folks, if you are ever going up and down Viewpoint Drive in the Viewpoint subdivision early in the morning, and you happen to see a great big white dog dragging some poor schlup behind her, trying to hang on for dear life, that's me and that's her. So, anyway, Daisy is a wonderful 4-year-old dog. She is perfectly healthy until yesterday afternoon at 1 o'clock. When she suffered the first of 2 seizures, and I mean honest-to-goodness, full-blown seizures. We had never seen anything like this before with Daisy. She has been perfectly healthy up to this point. And as I said, probably about 4 years old, maybe 4.5. Well, maybe 5, actually. She may be 5 years old at this point. We're not 100% sure. So anyway, of course, the lovely and gracious Suzanne cannot handle a 115-pound dog by herself. And when she came out of the first one, we managed to get her into the car and took her to the vet. The vet's not quite sure what it is, and we're trying to figure it out. We have another vet visit coming up soon, and hopefully we might get some answers down the road very soon. We got her home from the vet, and she had another seizure. So that's when the vet said, okay, the medicine I gave you to give it to her, you probably need to give her more. So we did. She had a good night, but she's still a bit rattled and a bit groggy today. She's not acting like she's 4 or 5 anymore. She's acting more like she's about 8 or 9. And probably the scariest thing that happened, to me anyway, was when I got home and she came out of her first seizure. She really did not recognize me at all. And I'm not quite sure about Suzanne either, to be honest. So slowly she got back to normal, and then she had another seizure. So today she looks like she's there. She's not really barked very much. Pyrs bark a lot, by the way. They bark. They bark a lot. We found that out after we got her. They bark a lot. Did I say that? Yeah, I said that. I can't quite hear myself sometimes anymore because they bark a lot. But she's barked only a couple of times since then. So we're hoping that she's okay. Of course, we love her, and of course, we're going to take care of her and make sure that she's there. But you know, you go along, and you go along for 4 years, or about, for us, 3 years of her life, about 3.5. And then all of a sudden, just when you think things are going along very well, and something like this happens. And it reminds you of what's important, I guess. I know that some people would look and say, well, it's just a dog. And dog lovers will say, hold on right there. I have a few things to tell you about that. And that would be us too. So that's the story. So I was just a little bit preoccupied yesterday afternoon, you'll excuse me. I hope everything turns out well, and I know you do too. So I'll keep you apprised of what's going on. If you're interested, if you're not, well, you're going to get to hear it anyway. So there it is. But that's basically what's happening, and we're trying to figure that out as we go. Okay, 928-541-1016. And I'll tell you what, if you've got a dog story too, bring it on. It's Friday afternoon. We're on the way home. It's too hot out there really to do anything. Just, no problem. Turn the streaming off, turn the TV off, turn your radio on, and let's spend the afternoon together here on KYCA. A few other things going on. Of course, there is the very, 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 very sad news that Chuck Norris has passed away, which honestly, I think this is a joke, and that he is just luring death out for a fight when death comes to get him. So we're going to see how that goes. The Chuck Norris memes have been wonderful, and of course, he had a good laugh over a lot of them himself. He always did say his favorite Chuck Norris joke was, Chuck Norris does not sleep, he waits. And now he waits with the Lord in heaven, because he was a heck of a Christian, as I understand. He was a good man, very, 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 very good man. And let me tell you something else. A story that someone posted on X earlier today. Chuck Norris got to go overseas to Iraq and Afghanistan to visit with the troops through the USO, as I understand it. He was on one of those tours. And so he went to the Central Command base in Iraq and Afghanistan. The big base is at Bagram. And apparently told the brass, he said, this is nice, but I want to go out into the field and see the guys at the lowest levels if we can, because they don't get a chance to get here and see me, and they're busy, and I will go see them. Finally, it was approved, and apparently he was quite the hit over there, and deservedly so. And the guys, I've seen pictures all day long of his visits over to Iraq and Afghanistan to visit with the troops out there, and that has been wonderful. So Chuck Norris once bit a cobra on the leg. After 5 days of pain, the cobra died. Chuck Norris can kill 2 stones with 1 bird. Chuck Norris is the only man who can slam a revolving door, by the way. And there is honestly no theory of evolution, just a list of creatures Chuck Norris allows to live. And as I heard today, Chuck Norris had a problem with the dinosaurs once. R.I.P. God bless you, Chuck. Thank you for everything, and thank you for even acting in some great movies and some not so great movies. But you know what? When I get home and over the weekend, I'm going to be checking out Delta Force with Chuck Norris and Lee Marvin on one film. Man, that's a lineup, let me tell you. Great film from the mid-'80s, and I think at college I saw it about 1,000 times. And the music is already playing over and over in my head. When the show is done this afternoon, if you're interested in sports, by the way, we've got all manner of games over on KNOT because it's first round and second round coverage of the NCAA tournament. We will have coverage of the U of A on Sunday. We don't know what time they're going to play yet or who. So, but we will have live coverage of that game. Check it out on Facebook. We'll keep you up to date on when the game's going to be broadcast. In our regular coverage through Westwood One, we jump from one game to another throughout the day, all day long, all 4 of these days. But when the U of A is on, it will be specifically the U of A game. Okay? So we'll keep tabs on that. And we want to keep tabs on what you have to say. There's plenty more to come here on the American Renewal on this Friday. 928-541-1016, and we'll be back after this. And we're back here on the KYCA American Renewal Program on this beautiful Friday. Thanks for joining us. Apologies for yesterday. You know what happened, and I appreciate I appreciate everybody with their patience. The show is back underway. So also other things happening. We want to get to the news, but first let's get to the phone line, and we have Henry on line one. Henry, how you doing today?
Pretty good, Jason. How you doing?
Hanging in. Thanks for calling. Appreciate it.
I had a couple of comments on Chuck Norris.
Please, go ahead.
I never met the man, but in my opinion, he was one of the worst actors I ever saw, but maybe one of the finest human beings who ever lived.
Okay, I accept that. You're probably right there.
I used to watch Walker fairly regularly, and I thought once I saw his face change a little bit, but I'm not sure. Change expression.
I got you there. Yeah, okay. Yeah, true.
One of my favorite Chuck Norris stories is every night before he goes to bed, Satan checks under the bed and in his closet to make sure Chuck Norris is not there.
Well, you know what? I had a thought this morning when I first heard that he had passed, that the Lord said, "Okay, Chuck, I got an assignment for you," and all of a sudden, Satan's very nervous.
Love it. And another one is Chuck Norris once threw a hand grenade that killed 8 people, and then it exploded.
Oh, that's a good one. You know, there's 1,000 of them out there, and they're all good. And he loved them all, but he said there were a couple that were particularly his favorites, including Chuck Norris doesn't do push-ups. He just pushes the world down.
That's a good one.
I think we've heard them all, but you know what? It doesn't get old. And
yeah, you forget them, and then you remember one, and you still laugh.
Yep, exactly. A good joke never really goes out of style, and he was a great sport about it. And like I said, supporter of our veterans, supporter of our military, and a good man overall, that's for sure. So
I agree with that. I also wanted to comment on your dog.
Please do.
We have a dog named Gypsy, a rat terrier, who is now 17 years old.
Wow.
And we thought she was going to leave us about 3 weeks ago, but we took her to the vet, who is right down the street from where you live, by the way, down on Viewpoint.
Yep.
Behind the what used to be the physical therapist.
Yep, we took a couple of our other dogs there before. Yep.
Okay, that's good. And he did some tests on Gypsy, and he says, we can put her down if you want to, but her kidneys and all of her other organs are good. So if you want to try something, and he gave us a medication, and it worked like a charm. And Gypsy is, although she's not as active as she used to be, she is getting around fine, and he's still with us.
17. That is amazing. And you know what? Doesn't matter how fast or slow they are at that age. That's okay. They're still here and they're still happy, and that's amazing.
Well, I'm not exactly running around and playing basketball anymore either, so we fit together very well, and our personalities are very similar.
Well, that works great. I'll tell you what. That's fantastic. But 17, we had a pair of our last dogs were what my wife calls beavers. They were half basset and half retrievers.
Wow.
So they were retrievers with really, really, really short legs. And it was the funniest thing you ever saw in your life. And they had just the best temperament in the world. And they were brothers, and they died about 10 months apart from each other at about 13 and 14 years of age. So pretty good. So 17, just be happy with it every single day that that she's there and just enjoy the time. It's wonderful.
And I do. She's getting a lot of attention from both of us here.
That's wonderful. Spoil 'em rotten. That's what it's all about at that age.
That's it. Just like grandchildren.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And except the grandchildren, you can toss back. You can here spoil the heck out of them, give them back to the parents. Good luck to you, and don't see me for a few weeks.
Right. That's it.
Yeah, my grandparents did the same thing to me. I turned out okay, kind of. So, and I mean, All right. Well, I'll tell you what, Henry, thanks for calling in. Good luck to you, and I hope she has a long time to come. How about that?
And same for your dog.
All right. Thanks much. Appreciate it. You take care.
Take care. Bye.
All right. Let's go ahead and take our next break. Thanks very much for the call, Henry. 928-541-1016. More to come on the American Renewal after this. Bring on the spring. Okay, we're back here on the American Renewal. Jason Zinzilieta back with you here on this beautiful Friday afternoon. It's beautiful every day in Prescott. You know it. I know it. And a lot of other people know it. So there we are. 928-541-1016. Just in case you thought that we kind of got lost, I'm going to bring you back to reality here. Just so you know, this is a fact. They tried to put Chuck Norris's face on Mount Rushmore, but the granite wasn't tough enough for his beard. So there you go. Could do this all day, honestly, but I'm not going to. A lot of things happening. Of course, the SAVE Act is being debated in the Senate right now. Apparently, Lisa Murkowski, so-called Republican senator from Alaska, apparently has come out against the act. Don't know why. I haven't found out exactly why. President Trump just appeared before the press just about 2 hours ago. One reporter asked, "What's your plan for Karg Island?" President Trump responded, "I may have a plan or I may not, but how would I ever say that to a reporter?" Okay. If I said that to a reporter, Marco would say, "Please, sir, let's bring you over to the helicopter immediately," right? I can't tell you that. Good for you, President Trump. Appreciate that. That is good. Let's see. I'm trying to find the story here. Murkowski has apparently said that she is a no vote on the SAVE Act. I thought a very brilliant thing happened on the Senate. I don't remember who it was. I've seen all sorts of things today. Apparently, there are 4 parts to the SAVE Act. There are 2 things concerning the election, which is you must be a citizen to register, you must have a photo ID to vote. There is also, I believe, 2 parts to this concerning women in sports and protecting girls and women's sports. Apparently, a senator put forth a proviso that, I'll tell you what, let's do an up and down vote right now on just voter ID, just that. And apparently the Democrats would not do it. And I'm trying to find what Chuck Schumer said just a little bit ago, because I happened to see that, and that was an interesting thing, let me tell you. Chuck Schumer apparently came out and said the only people who like the SAVE Act, and I'm paraphrasing here, the only people who like the SAVE Act are the extreme MAGA people. Okay? Then please explain, Mr. Schumer, how so many people are MAGA, because the latest poll that came out is consistent with the rest, apparently earlier today, that 80% of American voters support the SAVE Act. 80%. That goes across the aisle. It's pretty much consistent across Republican, Democrat, independent voters. It's overwhelming. I didn't know we had so many MAGA people out there. I really didn't. That's amazing. But anyway, yeah, debate continues, and I have a feeling, I'm hoping that the Republicans are going to get a clear vote on this, up and down. And of course, J.D. Vance is standing by because of people like Murkowski. But in the end, this was interesting earlier today. One of the Senate leaders, I think it was Thune himself, on an interview said, we know that when the Democrats if the Democrats get control of the Senate, let's just say if they get control of the Senate, they're going to nuke the filibuster. Okay, if they're going to nuke the filibuster anyway, then let's do it now. Let's get President Trump's executive orders codified. Let's get the border secured. Let's get the SAVE Act passed with 51 votes. And let's get things done. Let's get it down, because we know, and we've heard from J.B. Pritzker, of all people, who said the moment there is a Project 2029 plan of some sort where the Democrats are going to be going after every single Trump official, every single person in the government who supported Trump, criminally and civilly, he said. Really? Is that what you're running on in 2028? You're going to put a candidate out there, and you're going to run on pure revenge. What stuns me is not that they're doing this. Nothing the Democrats do surprise me anymore. What stuns me is that anybody would vote for this. Any American would truly vote for this. Now, I know there are people out there who just hate Donald Trump. It doesn't matter what he does. It doesn't matter who he is. They just hate him. And so, of course, they're going to vote for anybody besides him or whoever he endorses, whether it's J.D. Vance or Marco Rubio or whoever runs for president. And we know that a landslide is a 60-40 vote in the presidential election. But you got to wonder about people. I mean, I know that we're divided. I know that we have a lot of problems politically. I know we're polarized. But my goodness, can't you at least respect the office? Can't you at least respect the opposition? And things like that, when they're said, it may not happen like J.B. Pritzker wants it to happen, but still just saying it is a terrible thing. Let's face it, most of us, Republican, Democrat, Independent, doesn't matter. Most of us work very hard in our lives to take care of our families, to take care of our neighborhood, and for the most part, especially on the Republican side, we just want to be left alone. Democrats tend to want to, poke, and agitate. But still, there's a vast majority of Democrats out there who are the same way. We just want to take care of our neighborhood. We just want to live our lives and things like that. We just believe a little bit differently. And you know what? For the first 200 years or 220 years of this country, that was fine. But the last couple decades have really seen a chasm develop between both sides. It stopped with 9/11 for about 3 months, and then it picked up again. It didn't help that we went to war in Iraq, and it didn't help that we remained in Afghanistan far beyond where we should have been. You hope that this is not going to lead to greater problems 10 or 20 years down the road, or even sooner, because this country is far greater together than it is apart. It's far greater as one country than 2 or 3 or 10. We are far better as one than we are as several. So we need to bear that in mind, especially when we see some of the craziness that really happens with politics at one side or the other that's so extreme. Now, let's face it. I like Donald Trump. I voted for him twice, 3 times actually, yeah, now that I think about it. And I know he's doing the best that he can for his country. I didn't vote for him for his good looks or his temperament. I voted for him to get the job done. And, okay, his approval rating is dropping right now because of the war in Iran. But again, as I said a couple of times before, did we really want to wait until we lost an entire city to get rid of the threat in the Middle East? And had they been able to do this, what would have happened to the people in Iran? It wouldn't be surgical strikes, I can tell you that. But as it is now, Trump may not be popular, but he might very well be giving the people of Iran a fighting chance to become something greater and to throw off the shackles of the last 47 years. All in all, not a bad thing. Okay, we're going to take our last break here on KYCA 928-541-1016. Let's take our final break, back with the end of the renewal after this. Okay, we're back on the renewal, and if you're hearing the theme here on here, I will tell you that this, if you haven't guessed this one, this is part of the theme from Ted Lasso, who season 4 is coming up later this year. I'm looking forward to that. I have a few guilty pleasures in this life, and Ted Lasso is one of them. If you have not seen Ted Lasso, you should. Probably one of the most positive, uplifting shows I've seen, although the language is a little gritty sometimes, so be prepared for that. But in this age, let's face it, what isn't? We just try and keep it family friendly here on KYCA, and I hope you appreciate that. 928-541-1016. I want to thank everybody who called in today, and it looks like we've got another caller. All right. Yeah, you've got a second. Let's go ahead. Yeah, let's go ahead to line 1. Sorry, I had to look at the board here, and I've got my reading glasses on. Maury, you're on line 1. How you doing?
Hey, Jason. Yeah, no, I just wanted to promote the fact that what the president did with Iran, I've studied military stuff, but was never in. But that doesn't matter. He took out what? He took out the Air Force. He took out the Navy. Mm-hmm. He took out the satellite. I mean the radars. Mm-hmm. But he didn't blow up any.
He didn't blow up the civilian areas.
Civilian area. I mean, that's what we used to do a long time ago.
Well, yeah. I mean, there was you look at World War II.
Oh my gosh, we leveled. I spent 6 months in Europe, and I was like devastated what some of the destruction that happened. But
where were you in Europe?
Ireland, England, France, Belgium, Holland, and Germany.
You went all the way. My goodness.
Yeah.
What army were you with?
Well, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about what the president did was awesome.
Yes.
So I just wanted to say, he had military strategy. I don't know who gave him the wisdom not to blow up civilian life.
We've been very careful about that. We try to be, at least in the past couple of conflicts that we've been in. I mean, after Vietnam,
Yeah, I know, it was brutal. But but anyway, I was just thankful, and I guess I did call the president and thanked him for that.
And that's a good thing.
Stuff. So anyway, I appreciate you being on the air and
I'm sorry to ask, Maury. I was just asking because I had a couple of relatives who served at that time too. So, I appreciate what you did over there, and I'm glad you get a chance to see what's happening all these years later. And yeah, you know what? I think as a country we're doing a better job.
Yes.
And it's unfortunate that it has to come to that.
I know it's difficult,
but we've got somebody who actually understands what needs to be done. And that's a good thing, I guess. So,
well, nobody can build skyscrapers without understanding what needs to be done.
You got that right.
If that's a illustration, I don't know.
No, absolutely, no. You hit it on the head there, Maury. I appreciate that, though.
I mean, gosh.
Yeah. Well,
so anyway, I'm thankful you're there, and I listen to you every whenever you're on.
Unless the dog has a problem, then I'm not on. So.
Okay.
Thanks, Maury. You take care.
Okay, you too.
All right. You have a good weekend.
Thank you.
You betcha. Thank you for calling. Okay. Let's see. I think we're down to the end here. Just a couple of minutes left, folks. I guess the big thing is at this point, we've lost. Several members of the military, of course. There was that terrible accident with the KC-135. And, of course, there's been a few lost in combat during the initial attacks. And now we're hearing that there is a possibility that there may be ground troops involved at some point in the near future. We hope that this will go very quickly. We hope that it will go well for us and, as a result, for Israel and for the rest of the countries in the Middle East who have had missiles thrown at them. Into hotels, civilian areas by Iran, other places. We hope that it goes quickly and well, with minimal loss of life and the ability for Persia, the Persian people, and the Iranian people to have a good country and a good government, and will become our fast friends. So I guess say your prayers over the weekend. Pray for a quick and humane end as much as possible, and understand, like Maury was saying. Way back when we needed to defeat evil, it exacted a terrible toll on both sides. And we hope we never have to get into something like that again, or worse. But for now, we do our best with what we can. Stick together, folks. Remember, we're all working to try and make this country a better place. And whether you're in line for 3 hours at a TSA, I hope you're not, or you're calling your congressman to thank them for what they're doing, please do, and do your best to be safe out there this weekend, to have a little bit of fun here and there. Don't get too hot. Hydrate. It's going to be warm over the weekend. And folks, promise, I'll see you on Monday. We've got a couple of guests coming up next week. Looking forward to it. See you on Monday.